We are here, ladies and gentlemen, virtual fight fans from around your world. I am your boy, Super M, and I'm back at it once again with Ringside VR, the place to be for everything combat sports and VR boxing. And tonight, I am proud to present to you one of our biggest boxing cards yet. And to help me get started, let me introduce my wonderful co-host. It's Solly! Solly, man, how are you doing tonight, my boy?
Zupa, I am so excited. I've been waiting for this card for so long. It's been just a fun process, you know, having it come together, and I couldn't be more excited. We got some great fights. I'm here to see some people put their hearts out on the line and really just give it their all to try to get those W's.
Absolutely, man. And you know, it's been a long time, ladies and gentlemen, since we've been able to put a card on, but we don't just put these cards on willy-nilly. We try to bring you guys the best VR boxing bouts ever, and tonight we've got a world-class event. Now, if you've been paying attention on the YouTube channel, we've had some interviews, right? We've had some press conferences. We've been hyping it up. If you've been on the Discords, you've heard these two guys talking it up. Let's go ahead and look at the full screen of all the fights we have coming up today. First up, we got Joemama versus Capertic. These two guys are brand new to the card. No beef here, all hands. I can't wait to see some new blood in the ring, and these guys are sure not to disappoint. And next up in the middle card, veteran to the ring, Solly himself has decided to step back into the ring and throw some hands for the fans. And then meeting him in the ring is another newcomer, Thien the Great. And honestly, I've heard nothing but great things about Thien, so I really wanted to have him here on the card tonight. And definitely last but not least, without further ado, we have the main card of the evening, the Battle of the Styles. It's the ring favorite Zenith 8 versus up-and-coming challenger Cardio Cam. And ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen the interviews, the hype conference up before, you're missing out. Definitely go back and watch that later on. But let me tell you a little something about this Battle of the Styles. Ooh, yeah. We got the VR boxer versus the VR gamer versus the fans who want to know who's gonna win. What is the best style for VR? Solly, do you have an opinion on what the best style for VR is?
I do, actually. So some people think it's, it's straight gaming. Some people think you got to go as realistic. I think it's its own sport, right? Just as we've got like, sport taekwondo, we're going to find that we've got sport VR boxing. It's going to be game dependent. It's going to be, dependent on yourself as like your physique. But yeah. I'm here to watch it evolve. The level that these fighters are competing at is getting, is growing every month, and it's just amazing to watch.
Absolutely. And it's a hotly debated thing in the community. Should we all fight like boxers despite the restrictions and the limitations on the game, or should we be able to just play as gamers? And the community is still out here trying to decide, and that's what we're going to get to here tonight on the Battle of the Styles. So chat, weigh in if you need to, weigh in if you want to. Let us know how you feel about the Battle of the Styles. But first up, we're going to get to this tale of the tape for the first match. All right, now first up, we've got Capertic versus Joemama.
Now, that should be a very interesting fight. Cap,
Absolutely.
VFC regular, and just EOC as well. So he's got a lot of all-around VR fighting experience, and I want to see how he does in his first higher level fight.
Absolutely, and the tail of the tape says it all, man. Joemama sitting here with a 6x6 play space, Capertic rocking the 8x7. So Cap's got a little bit of his high room advantage, and as we know in these VR games, that is a huge advantage. So every inch counts. Then we have the Orthodox versus the Southpaw. Honestly, I think Cap's maybe our first true Southpaw here on the card, so it's going to be interesting to see how that dance kind of plays into effect. And then next up, we've got the high guard boxing style versus the counter punching style, and that is going to be a very interesting. High guard boxer style is something that Zenith is known for, so it's going to be very interesting to get to that fight. And without further ado, let's go on ahead and get to the card. All right, making his way up to the ring, hailing from the green fields of Tallaght, Ireland, now making his mark in the rugged ring of Utah, USA, a VFC champion with a journey that started for the fun of it, but now he's here to show the world what Irish grit is all about. Give it up for Capertic!
All right, just what I was saying, Capertic is, he just started out
All
recently,
right.
but he's someone who's gone in hard.
Coming in next, swinging like a force of nature, with a penchant for power and precision, this VR boxing dynamo is ready to knock out the competition. When he's not throwing punches, you can find him reeling in the big catches or devouring some tasty tacos. Brace yourselves, it's Joemama!
Now, see, I love that kind of intro. And Joemama, he just feels like a real everyman. Just someone I can relate to. I also know he's a bit of a spammer. He likes to throw those hooks, but not in a cheap way. I really think he's got a good technique to it. So I'm excited to see how this fight goes out.
The headsets are on and the stage is set. Let this VR battle begin!
All right, gentlemen, welcome to my ring. You know the rules. You know my word is the law. Let's have a fair fight and protect yourselves at all times.
All right, round one underway. We got Joemama in the red and Capertic in the blue. Let's get it on and poppin'. Solly, you got a favorite in this matchup?
A few cautious jabs turn into a big old flurry from both fighters.
No, I definitely see they're coming out the gate swinging now. Now it's going to be interesting to see how this high guard style from Joemama is going to deal with this fiery Capertic we're seeing coming out here in round one.
I think it's going to work really well. I mean, EOC very much, a place where that head is a big target, and especially I think he's, where his high guard is very important. It's covering a lot of those pressure points. Cap, on the other hand, bit of that low guard. But you can see he's trying to invite in some of those punches to try to land those counters.
Oh, he's inviting in a lot of those punches. You can see at the bottom left, we got the first-person POV, and you can already see Capertic in big trouble. That red is blinging. We might see an early knockout. The man's looking hurt.
Well, we got to see. He's keeping up that guard. He looks like he's giving Joemama a little bit of respect now.
Look, I see it, man.
I love this level switching.
Ooh, you see it, though. Oh, my God, the first knockout. Wow. You look, Capertic came in swinging and let those chins do the talking. The chin was the only thing that was defending against those punches, and I don't think that's a great strategy, Solly. What are you feeling?
No, I think he doesn't have that timing quite right, or maybe that spacing, but he's just getting caught a little bit too much with his strategy. I think he's got to either change it up a little bit, either with the timing or with the guard.
Absolutely, yeah. I think he's going too much for the head right now, and honestly, Joemama's got the guard, like you said, in the right position, going to the body, changing levels. This is about to be a massacre tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God!
Ooh. I like that those wide hook at different angles, almost a bit of a Dempsey roll, and it's working. You can see that it's landing the few hits, making Joemama respect Cap's aggression a little bit. But he's being patient, he's being calm, and he's picking his counter shots.
Yeah, Capertic now looking a little desperate, going for a lot of wide swings. And I see the strategy, though, honestly. He's trying to get out of this really sharp offense from Joemama. But Joemama, let's look at this red POV, staying real clutch in the paint, avoiding a lot of damage. Honestly, with as much as Capertic is swinging, we should be seeing Joemama tunneling right now. But Joemama keeping them hands up. Ooh, looking real good.
Ooh. Joemama's guard's so strong, those jawbreakers are looking like marshmallows.
Woo! Got the Joemama jokes. You know we love to hear it. Chat, if you got some Joemama jokes, throw it in the chat. And already 10 seconds left into this round. It's looking like a Joemama dub.
That being said, I will give Capertic credit. He survived the rest of that round after that knockdown. And, you know, maybe offense was the best defense in that case.
Yeah, no, he definitely had some ground to cover, you know, and this time around, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be taking you into the corners for a little bit, looking like Joemama's just chilling, man. He's ready to go. Cap, on the other hand, pacing back and forth. You know that's that exhaustion. You know that's that exhaustion.
Nah, I think he's a little bit tired. He's also thinking. He's trying to figure out how to approach. I'm just going to go see replays.
Yeah,
there
man,
it is. Those clean hooks on the very, again, right on the precision points, right on the temple, right on the jaw.
Yeah,
it's whipping that head back.
Cap's looking really good in these replays, and honestly, going to the body, changing levels, and as soon as Joemama got Cap a little tired, he started wailing on the body, which is something you don't see a lot in these VR boxing games. And right there, you see that first knockout of the night, clean right cross to the face, catches Capertic, takes him to Nappernick instead of Capernick. Let's see how this round 2 is gonna go.
Absolutely. And something I want to point out about how Joemama's using those body shots. He's not just throwing like a little errant one shot here and there. He's actually going for full combos to the body and then immediately switching to like a combo up top. And it's very hard to react to, and it's that little damage is working for him. And, you know, the way this game's knockouts are, it's about stacking up consecutive hits.
Oh yeah, and honestly, Joemama came in. Capertic self-claimed counter puncher, but Joemama's doing a lot of the counter punching. Right now, you see Cap tunneling. He's in danger, and just like that, down goes Capertic. Wow! For the second time, this is going to be a very short night for my man Capertic. We're going to call him Nappertic right now. Sleep time.
5, 6.
Man, Joemama, that might be the KO right there.
9,
Let's see.
10.
And just like that, Joemama takes it. What a first round.
Papa, he just popped Capertic right out.
Yeah, let's take a look at that real quick in this second round. Joemama looking real clean, keeping that high guard again. Wow! Left hook right across the face. Great answer, staying clean in the pocket. And you see hands going back again. Another left hook. Counters him with the windmill. And this right here is where we're about to say good night. Hits it with a left, as you can see. Capertic is looking really hurt right now. Hits it with another left. Capertic tries to get out of the way. This is a textbook classic round from the newcomers. Everybody in the chat, definitely give it up. And let's go see that final shot for the night. Bink, bink, 1-2, put him to sleep. Hit him with the no-dose, the NyQuil, a.k.a. Capertic turns to Nappertic. Let's see it from the first-person POV. Bink, bada bop, boom, 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 bow. Send him to sleep. Send him to sleep. That one actually might make our highlight reels. Let's give it up to the
judges
winner here.
Have determined a winner by knockout. The winner is the red corner.
And there you go.
Joemama excited about his win, and it well earned. Now, I think
indeed.
As much as those power shots were going, something that was really we didn't talk about enough is I think how well Joemama used the spacing. Even though he had less area to work with, I think he really used it well. I feel like he was, held the spacing right, and as you're pointing out, he was landing the counter punches.
Yeah, he really turned it around. Talk about a solid offense. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Joemama fights people in the streets for a living. Like the way he was able to bring those hands back to the guard is honestly something beautiful to see, and something we always tell everyone. Capertic really the biggest fault. I mean, they were really even. I mean, this wasn't even a blowout match. It was really just came down to precision hits and the defense. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we got to remind you, defense is important. Honestly, the best offense right there. Honestly, the best offense. So let's go ahead and take it in over here. And Sally, I just want to talk to you for a little bit, man.
Yeah.
That first fight, man. How did you feel about that first fight? You know, did you expect that out of Joemama?
Joemama, I'll be honest, I'm surprised. Capertic is a fierce opponent in VR, and Joemama handled himself very well. Now, you know, you look at that card at the end, right? There was a much closer fight than it was. Damage was pretty even. Punch count was pretty even. But I think it really comes down to Joemama understood the game a little bit better. Maybe Capertic's distancing or spacing is just a little bit off from, like, you know, the mix from VFC to EOC. You know, you have that stick motion that you don't have here. But it's really interesting. Like, Joemama, I think, was learning Capertic as that fight went on. You know, as you saw, he started moving when he was doing that bob and weave. He started actually catching him on different parts of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're newcomers, ladies and gentlemen, but they're not new to this game. And honestly, that's a good point. Bring it up. There's a difference between VFC and EOC, and when you're acclimated to one environment, sometimes those skills don't transfer all the way through. So shout outs to both competitors, everybody in the chat. Just give some love to everyone else, and let's go ahead and take a look at what's coming up next in the next bout. So we got Capertic going down to Joemama, and up next, oh boy, we got a doozy for y'all. It's your boy Solly representing the home team versus another newcomer, Thien the Great. Now, Solly, what can you tell me about Thien in this matchup, man?
But retired from it for a little bit to do, you know, get into some real IRL boxing, and then got back into EOC because he felt it was, you know, more realistic as a simulation for a VR fighting game. And I think, honestly, a story that a lot of other fighters share, or other fighters who are going to join into these games are going to share, because, you know, you go from one game to another and you're like, it's just not quite right. And then you find one that, like, it really feels like, all right, this is, you know, this I can translate some of my skills to.
Absolutely.
So Thien's got some experience both in and out of the headset.
Hey, and you about to feel this experience firsthand. So we're gonna jump here into the next bout with Thien versus Solly. And making his way to the ring, from the virtual battlegrounds to the real ring, Thien is a fighter through and through. Starting from humble beginnings in Creed, he's honed his skills and now steps into the EOC arena with determination and heart. Get ready to witness the passion of a true fighter. It's Thien the Great!
Excellent intro as always. Now let's get me.
And representing the city of brotherly love with a touch of Soviet strength, Solly is a martial arts maestro on a mission. Hailing from the streets of Philly and landing on these virtual feats right here, he's conquered every discipline and now he sets his sight on VFC Gold. Get ready for a masterclass in combat from the reigning NA champion, it's Solly! The headsets are on and the stage is set. Let this VR battle begin!
All right, gentlemen, welcome to my ring. You know the rules. You know my word is the law. Let's have a fair fight and protect yourselves at all times.
Hey, yo, round one, you already know what to do. Chat, make some noise. We got round and match number 2 going on. Hey, it's about to be a brawl. Solly, how you feeling about this match?
I'm feeling good, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what I'm trying to do here. So, you know,
okay.
I'm my guard up. I'm just trying to figure out Thien a little bit. You know, see how he plays. Everyone plays these games differently, and that's actually my first time fighting him in VR.
Yeah, this is a great introductory. You know, you're a legend in the streets. Yeah. A lot of people want to fight you from your exploits in VFC in the early days. So it's glad to have you as kind of like a measuring stick to test new people in. And you can already see that IRL boxing experience from Thien here in the blue corner. He's pacing himself, right? He's keeping his hands up, much like Joe in the last match. And he's taking it a little slower. I think he's trying to figure you out as well.
Yeah, and so this is something I immediately felt it, you know, I'm fighting someone who knows how to box in real life. Something that you can see right away, he is very disciplined with his punches. He's not throwing punches for no reason. He's trying to pick angles, and he's using so much footwork very effectively, right? He's not stepping, pausing, hitting. He's just, boom, all one clean motion.
Yeah, a lot of good flow coming in from Thien, and a great first round from a boxer. And I like you, Solly. You're using a lot of the known strengths of VR. A lot of wide looping punches are going to ramp up that damage and how it's calculated into the game. And also, I like the Solly intro. You go low, you try to get them to drop their hands, and then you come in with the wide hook. And I can see you already starting to draw blood there.
Yeah, so I'm finding the most effective in this match so far is using that wide loop-in jab. It's a big fan of it in both IRL fighting and in VR fighting. It comes in fast, it comes in at a weird angle, people never see it coming. But I'll be honest, Thien is adjusting to it very well, and right there shows you what he's seeing.
Wow, I didn't even blink twice, and you're going to miss it, folks. The one thing I was about to say as you were talking, the thing that I noticed that Thien has been doing in this first match is he's using short jabs and accurate crosses to counter hit you as you are coming in for those hooks. And we saw that damage was racking up in the first POV, and it finally hit pay dirt in that KO.
No, absolutely. I would define the Thien shots as a lot of as quality over quantity. Like I was saying, like he's not missing a lot. He's I don't know how the punch count's going to come, but he's not wasting a ton of energy, and he's picking his moments very wisely.
Yeah,
and I'm survive the rest of the round, but can't go straight defense. Gotta get a little bit of respect back.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to overcome the mental damage from recovering from a knockout. And ladies and gentlemen, you got to understand that while in this game you don't feel physical pain, knowing that you're one round down and you have to make up, it weighs heavily on the mind. Let's take a look at this replay real quick here for round one. Ooh. Big heavy hooks coming in from Solly. That's what I like to see. The big old VFC tactics. You got to get around that guard. And again, Solly making use of it. Now here's where those counter hits are coming in. As you can see, Solly's tunneling, and boom! Another cross right there, drawing blood, and another hit going down. And again, Thien is out here trying to murder you in between those punches. And let's take a look again on another scene.
And I just want to point out, he is, again, with those short little jabs, he's just sniping me from any opening he can find. He's getting a weird angle that I don't expect, and that shows right there. Look at me, twisted on the ground.
Now let's go back to this corner cam here. Solly, looking pretty cool, trying to contemplate, talking to the crowd, trying to hit up this, oh, you drinking some water? What you doing there? Trying to reach out to the corner man?
I gotta hydrate.
I see.
Getting some advice from my corner.
And look at Thien, looking like Thien the Terminator. He's just like, look, I'm here to destroy. Like, he's just ready. This is another day for Thien. Let's get ready on round two here, guys.
And that's something I was especially feeling in the second round. Like Thien is confident right now, and he knows what he's doing is working. And that's a good feeling when both your VR and IRL boxing skills are in sync with what's going on. That's hard to fight against. So here you're going to see me change up a little bit. I'm going to try different strategies, catch him off guard. Yeah. Something I find, though, is era of combat a little more narrow in sort of what strategies are available to you. But that being said, it is a combat simulator. If you can make it work, it will work.
Yeah, I do like the switch up here from Solly coming into round two. Definitely keeping that head movement going, trying to avoid those shots from Thien. Again, still coming in low, changing the levels, and really trying to not be there. But Thien does not care for this body. He knows the head is where it's at, and he is head hunting.
You can see I'm doing a lot of work. Thien is being incredibly efficient, right? He is pressuring me without having to throw a lot of punches.
Yeah,
and
you can see you're tunneling already. That vision is going down. That bottom right. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. It might be a little bit of nap time for Solly.
And you can see I'm landing, if you go in that blue.
Oh, I know! There it is! Look, the tunnel vision doesn't lie. The tunnel vision doesn't lie. The minute you see that IRL in-person cam, that POV cam start blinking red, you know it's danger time. But Solly, that one thing, I don't know what it is with your character, dude. What do you be feeding your VR character? Because he just keeps getting up shot after shot.
So I think that's what's going on there a little bit is actually I'm mitigating a little bit of the damage. And, that being said, looking at the blue POV now, I am landing a couple of hits on Thien, but I'm not following them up, right? I'm only maybe getting 1 or 2 good shots, but I can't follow it up for that KO. Whereas Thien's few shots are going and like they're landing and they're racking up that damage. He's not wasting it on a block or a whip.
Yeah, no, he's definitely keeping the pressure up there, and it's kind of hard to try to figure out when you're in the ring, like how do you break down someone as soon as you enter their zone? You're eating 2 or 3 shots, and especially with the weapons that you're bringing to this fight, good hooks, they're big power shots, so it's a big power damage, but Thien is racking up a lot of counter hits while you're making your way in there, and that's really racking up some damage here.
Yeah, so there's different strategies, right? I'm going for head movement and big shots because I know I'm behind 2 rounds now. I got to go for a KO. If it was earlier and there was still a chance, maybe I would say switch up your guard style, right? If I was going peekaboo, try doing a Philly shell. If I was doing that wasn't working, try a fluid, more martial arts guard, or maybe the high guard. But I'm going right now for the only thing I can do, which is just try to land a KO.
Yeah, and
I'm behind on the scorecards.
It's 3 rounds, man. So you gotta kind of go for the dub. You don't really have the luxury of staying easy, especially when you're down. So let's take a look at this replay. Solly, tell me what you're seeing here.
So as you're seeing, Thien's guard is just getting more and more solid as it goes on. I'll catch him in an opening, but I'm almost never following it up with a second or third shot. Right, whereas Thien is getting a lot of clean 1s, 1-2s, and he's not worrying about big combos.
Yeah, you can definitely see the volume of punches different, especially in this replay here. He's firing off so much, and he's drawing blood with at least 1 or 2 of those shots every time.
And you can see, too, the fight is changing a little bit. So before, he was using a lot of angles to hit. Now, he is standing a little bit more and working around me. He's switching to a bit of a counter-punching, and it's working. It's hard to change that pace when you're trying to adjust for one thing, and he just pulls out a whole nother bag of tricks.
Yeah, and I see you out here right here trying to hype yourself up, and Thien still looking like Thien the Terminator. Like this man is like, I am here to break you. I'm here to break you down. Like he is not playing. That's a boxer right there.
In.
right. Round 3 underway. Final round of this bout. The undercards, ladies and gentlemen, are 3 rounds, and our main bout is up to 12 rounds. Let's see if Solly can pull off a win. The crowd out here, my man's in the corner on his feet cheering for Solly, and I like to see it.
Yeah. So you can see my guard's a little bit lower. I'm really just going for that knockout. And I'm just going for, finding those big openings with hooks and with straights and just trying to mix it up a little bit. And every time afterwards I try to put up that guard up as quickly as possible. Thien, though, he's got that same strategy. It's working for him this whole fight. He's just making little adjustments. He knows his boxing is very effective. And right now he just has to stay cool, calm, and collected. You can see, though, in his POP, he's getting tagged a few times, but every time he backs up, gets more defensively responsible, recovers.
Yeah, and Thien, again, comfortable lead. Thien does not have to take any risks in this last round. The round is really his. Oh, my God, speaking of not taking risks, this man said, screw that. We're going for the gusto. Judge, Chills Lane, give us the count. Solly may get back up from the dead. If Solly gets up from this, he's going to be on Jesus Weezus level.
5.
Oh, hey, he's starting to get up. This is a good sign for Solly. We might be able to finish out the rest of this round.
9, 10.
Oh, my God, that is it. Judge Chills Lane.
Wow, that is UFC-inspired Max Holloway-style KO. He had it in the 3rd round. He did not need to go for the KO. He did anyway, and he landed. Look at that. Same as he has been all match. Clean 1-2 counters.
Seeing from the POV again. Bam. Good night. And then he walks away. That's the cold-blooded part. Walks away. He knew it was the end.
By technical knockout.
And you can see, too, in that last first person, he was taking some hits, but he knew not to panic. He said, I'm not taking enough hits to knock me out. I don't need to change my strategy. And well-earned victory. We have a lot of rising stars in VR fighting, and I'm honored to fight all of them.
Absolutely. Give it up, everybody, for Thien the Great. And let's take a look at this round score here. Let's really break it down because we went the full distance. In the punch count, you guys were almost neck and neck. Him edging out just a bit more punches than you were, evidenced by the power punches versus straights. And look, punches landed was also very similar. So technically, you should have been up, but look at those precision hits. Thien was a murderer, an assassin with the precision hits,
especially in those first rounds. But you can see there's a bit of an interesting tale of the stats here, right? Thien's got those punches landed more throughout the whole, and then towards the end, he's at 67%. He is dialed in and learning my patterns so well.
Oh yeah.
On the other hand, I switched to just knockout shots at the end, and you can see my precision hits go way up. But it's not enough, right? I'm not following them up. I'm just hitting the big shots, and I can't get that knockout damage.
Yeah, man, you were hitting them bombos, dude. Look at the average punch damage, especially in the last round. 403? Jesus. Who've been eating your Wheaties, man? Like, if you just mixed in a few more jabs in there and a few more short, this could have definitely turned the tide if you just had slightly more punches. But that goes to show you, man, anything can happen in these here virtual streets, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely give it up for these two boxers. Oh my God, that was a great fight. Solly, he was in there with a killer, my guy. Killer!
No,
he was in there with a killer.
I'm glad that was VR and not IRL, because I'd have had some lumps, maybe some concussions.
Nah, with that damage he was putting out, the average punch damage, like Thien would have been hurt too. But shout outs to Thien. I'm glad you came on the card. Hope you had fun. Definitely a lot of highlight worthy knockouts right there. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the main event. Right, this is the battle of the styles. We got the fan favorite Zenith 8. Let's go ahead and take a look at the results from round 2 real quick. You know what I'm saying? But we got coming up Zenith 8 versus Cardio Cam, and this is going to be a classic matchup that you're going to see in VR boxing. You have Zenith 8 coming in representing the fighting simulators, the folks who like to exercise their actual boxing techniques one-on-one. And then you got on the other side, you got the fighting gamer and Cardio Cam, and we had the privilege of speaking to both of them individually, and they had some unique ideals, you know, about what's going to go on in this fight, a little bit of behavior. Now, for this one, we have had some specifically special things for you guys. This is going to be the very first fight for Ringside VR that will include IRL cameras. The whole point of this match, and y'all need to comment. Y'all need to comment in the comments. I want to see. Is the technique gonna be ugly? Are we gonna see spams? Are we gonna see disgraceful hits? Or will these two titans battle it out like gentlemen? Solly, you gotta have a favorite, bro. Who you picking to win? Who you picking to win?
I mean, I've fought against both of them, but when it comes to EOC, I'm afraid of Zenith, man. He knows what he's doing. He's got that dancing feet, and he's got those happy hands.
Oh yeah.
But as you were saying, right, the IRL cams I think are gonna show off a lot of the different styles of what the fighters are doing, and that's something that we're trying to do here at Ringside VR. Is always, you know, help the audience and the viewers see more of what's going on in the fights, understand, you know, what's going on, get, you know, add that extra layer of insight, actually add that extra layer of entertainment.
Oh, it's going to be entertaining for sure. Yeah, it's going to be entertaining for sure. Hey, speaking of entertainment, let's go ahead and look to this tale of the tape. First up, we got Zenith 8 rocking a massive ring size space of 17 feet by 10 feet. That's enough space to get a whole cardio exercise in. And speaking of cardio, my man Cardio Cam, no slouch himself, a respectable 10 by 10 space. And Cardio Cam likes to make use of that space. I have seen this man move from east to the west coast like he trying to get better real estate prices. This is ridiculous. Now we got the stances, both of them even. Mixed stance, so you're gonna be catching from the lefts and the rights. No one's gonna care, no favoring side. And then we have the classic matchup. Zenith, the quintessential counter puncher, making use of an almost impregnable guard versus the boxer puncher style and the float like a butterfly, sting like a bee concept here with Cardio Cam. This proves to be an amazing fight, Solly, with those kind of stats. Do you think, oh, and we didn't even put it on here because we usually don't count this. Zenith's a bit of a heavyweight. Cardio Cam is quite light on his feet. So we're trying to see whether or not that's going to come into play seriously here in this match.
No, I, as you said, I'm excited. This is not only a high level of competitors, but they have a lot of resources here. Like that play space means something, and we're going to see an entirely different match than some of the earlier ones that we've had.
All right, well, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get underway with the next fight. Making his way to the ring, prepare to feel the burn as Cardio Cam steps into the spotlight. With a special ability that feeds off of his opponent's fatigue, this virtual warrior thrives under pressure. The harder they fall, the stronger he rises. So get ready and give it up for Cardio Cam!
Cardio Cam, the master of the spam hands, but also, a common staple in all the VR fighting games. I've seen this man everywhere. Thrown hands with him in so many different VR rings.
It's very nice. And now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, straight from the ranks of the military to the virtual arena, Zenith is a gamer on a mission. No stranger to competition, this Alaska-based warrior is here to shake up the ring. So watch out, because Zenith is about to bring the heat and put the Spam King to rest. Give it up for the fan favorite, Zenith! Hey!
And there's that classic bazooka intro. I love it.
You gotta love the bazooka intro. It's honestly the best intro in the world. Classics. He's been rocking the bazooka intro all the time. Nobody else better use that bazooka intro. The headsets are on and the stage is set. Let this VR battle begin!
All right, gentlemen, welcome to my ring. You know the rules. You know my word is the law. Let's have a fair fight and protect yourselves at all times.
The championship round is set to get underway. Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, give it up! Let's make some noise for these two titans, and here we are off to a rocking start.
I am very excited for this fight. And now you see we got our POV IRL cams in the bottom. Both fighters using with a tremendous amount of space and just walking around it, just feeling each other out at first. No spam yet.
No spam yet. That's the big surprise right now. We thought Cardio was going to come out with the spam. Oh, and already we have a little bit of some technical difficulties from Zenith. The arm there looks to be hurt. What's going down? Okay, all right, we're back. Right. Okay, good sportsmanship by Cardio, though, not taking advantage of that obvious time to get some hits in.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of fighting words thrown around between these two, both on them fighting words, but also in Discord and just between the two of them. I am excited to see them finally settle it out here in the ring. It's good to see that even though Camden's accused of some dirty play, he is totally respecting Zenith here, and there's some sportsmanship between the two.
Speaking of Zenith, let's go ahead and look at our first cam of the IRL cam. We got a little bit of a style check, and look in there, Zenith calling out Cam. Woo! And look at him, looking pretty frisky. And I mean, I like Zenith's technique here. No spamming. He's been accused of having an unfairly high guard and chopping down at angles, but we don't see any of that here in this first round. And speaking of style check, let's go and look at Cardio Cam.
Yep.
Cardio Cam looking good now. And again, not a lot of spams. Good head work. Now, we do apologize. Cardio is a little shy, so we're going to call him Cardio Headless Cam. We're making a little joke about that. But Cam is looking pretty good. Good head movement, keeping it safe, trying to pick his shots. I mean, they're both fighting very intelligently in this first round.
No, I agree. And something I'll say about Zenith is not as much of what I'm noticing when I'm seeing him fight in IRL. It's not also as much as a high guard as it's just like a far back, right? Like, look at where his hands are. They're basically by his ears. Mm-hmm. And that's really working so that make those hooks really hard to hit, because that's one of everyone's favorite shots in this game.
Yeah, now pay attention, folks. This is a masterclass on how to handle yourself in virtual reality boxing. And these guys technically are the number 1 and number 2 in EOC right now. Everybody wants to fight him. They fight all the time. And this is Zenith coming back from like active duty. He hasn't been super duper training. This is like the real life cams are really here to put you guys within the fight.
Yeah, and I like to see so far both fighters with pretty good stamina, decent pace. No one's tiring themselves out, but they're definitely keeping active. Whereas in the last 15 seconds of this round, I want to see if we're going to get any action.
No, it's been pretty good right now, and honestly, we have 12 rounds, so they're not trying to gas themselves out. Unlike the previous undercards, you got 3 rounds. It's much more of a firefight. This one is going to be a real, true boxing match. Let's go ahead and check in on this replay here from the first round, and here we go. Zenith with that high guard, keeping that defense up, and this is where I thought that Cam's shot had broke Zenith's arm, honestly, but it looks like it looks like that controller is giving a little bit of problem. Hope that doesn't become a problem later on in the round. And here we go, Zenith now keeping the accurate punches. Cam trying to find some angles, and there he does. He does get a good clean shot in there. And that's the cool thing about Cam is he's actually able to make use of a lot of his footwork to get those angles around Zenith's guard. And look at this style check. Look at this man. Really out here keeping that guard high back, keeping the hands loose. Ooh, and snapping out that jab.
And you can see it here. Zenith has a lot of head movement, but it's just as much head movement as he needs. We're going to look at Cam. He's going to be moving his whole body. And look at that, how far he leans. Now that's in some ways a good thing, but in some ways, you know, it might tire him out, and it might put him out of position to throw follow-up.
Do you see how lean and refined that body is? I don't know if he's going to get tired out. My man looks like he does cardio. It's in the name, man. It's cardio Cam. This man's going to go all 12 rounds running around this ring.
He has said that's his superpower, that the longer the fight goes, the stronger he gets, and he outlasts all of his opponents. With a physique like that, it's hard to argue with it. He could definitely go a long time. Zenith, though, being very efficient, a little bit heavy, carrying on a little bit more weight, but fit himself, and he is doing a good job. Something I would say so far this fight has been really a defensive masterclass from both fighters. You have Zenith with his strong guard and Cam with just tons of movement, both head and foot movement.
Absolutely, and you expect them to come out here swinging, but they're really, again, fighting very intelligently. And Zenith, being the bigger man in the ring, notice he is standing his ground and really being confident with his shots. He's not wasting a lot in swinging, and Cam is trying to take advantage of his smaller size. And even in the interview with me, he has the uncanny ability to disappear from your sight, but look how Zenith is locked in like a homing missile. The man is not missing shots.
Both fighters very patient, but now a lot more damage this round. I think they're starting to find each other's timing a little bit, and we're going to see more shots starting to land.
Yeah.
And a little bit of blood, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go into that Zenith Cam right here. Zenith's POV. He's not taking a lot of damage, but he is definitely, as you can see, cardio is disappearing his vision a lot.
Yeah, he's moving around, but yeah, as you can see, he's not tunneling, but he's taking a lot of punches on those guards. And it is just a very effective strategy. He's one of the people, I think, in this game who does it better than almost anybody else. Yeah,
Zenith is a defensive monster, and it absolutely shows. You'd expect, especially when we go into the POV, that's going to be tunneling. But let's see what Cardio's POV is looking like. We see a little bit of the space boundaries here and there. Zenith landing a beautiful counter hit. That's going to hurt. And again, landing another shot. Zenith coming in. Cam, another one. Another hard shot right there for Zenith. Zenith landing a lot more shots on his end than Cardio is. And look there, another precision shot. Wow!
You can see too, Zenith being very responsible with that, with all that fighting, right? He's landing a shot, but he's not trying too hard to knock him out each of those times. He's accepting that he's getting damage, and that's giving that right there. He's got some blood drawn. He says, "I'm fine with that. That was a win for me in that second."
Yeah, it's very important for Zenith to pace himself in this one. The worst thing he could do in a round versus Cardio Cam is gas himself out, and Zenith knows that. Zenith. Oh my God! Another shoulder dislocation, and Zenith's character is looking very hurt.
Cardio Cam being another gentleman again, saying, "Pop your arm back. Let's get this on."
Look. Cardio Cam wants a clean fight. He wants a clean decision. This whole battle is put to rest all the misconceptions of how each of them fight. And let's take a look at this replay and again, Zenith coming over the top again. And it looks like the top in game, but no, when you look at the IRL cam, it's really just right where his head is supposed to be. And again, being a laser guided missile.
Yeah, look at those. Like they see that flick, right? He's just doing a little arm extension to its full reach, giving a tap with the wrist, not putting too much effort into it. Cam, on the other hand, no downside to this strategy if you have the stamina for it, right? He's doing big, fast shots, trying to take those big arcs.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Mixing
and
in a few
Cam,
of those little ones.
He's working angles, and I think for Cam, again, and we've seen a lot of these replays, he's not just attacking Zenith head on. He's actually trying to find angles on the side of the guard, and he's trying to problem solve for this impregnable wall of defense that Zenith has. And there we go. We see it again, the shoulder dislocating. This might prove to be a problem. If this happens too many more times, we might have to forfeit this match, so hopefully Zenith can keep going. All right, round 3 on the way, trying to show some love. Oh, Zenith said, Paul, get off me, son. We out here to box, my guy. Look, man, Zenith out here, he ain't playing.
He is not playing. He says, I'm here on some business right now.
Oh, yeah, on business, and he's standing on it right behind those guards on all 10 toes. Zenith now putting in more work. Does this seem to you like he's turning up the heat just a little bit?
Just a little bit, and Cam is taking some shots, but he's not taking combos, and that's an important part of this game to not getting knocked out. He's managing to block Zenith even when he's increasing his pace a little bit.
Yeah, Cam's really trying to problem solve right here. And what's crazy is Zenith is making adaptations to Cam's head movement style. When Cam always ducks to the left or the right before he tries to come back up and pop you with the hook, and Zenith is waiting for that moment. Speaking of Cam, let's go ahead and take a look at his POV.
And again, something I want to point out, and I think this is because he's so lightweight up top, right? He's moving at the waist so well. Either he's leaning all the way back, he's leaning to the sides, but he's just got a lot of that like hip mobility.
And it's a really great I feel like if this was anybody else but Zenith, he'd be popping you on the left or the right of your temple all the time, and it's very hard to dodge those blind spots. But Zenith with that guard is the answer. Keeping it close to the face and the way he is. Everybody, take note. Like, y'all clip this. This is going to be how a lot of people are going to start fighting from now on.
I think so. And I will say, Cam is actually using that guard, very similar guard. The difference, I would say, is Zenith is a master of attacking from this guard, where I feel like a lot of other people sort of switch from guard to attack. He's got more of a clean, fluid motion that they go with.
Yeah, it's almost what you would say textbook, right? Like he's really kind of like popping that out there and bringing that hand right back for the defensive position. And so it's really honestly two very effective styles. But when they come clashing, that immovable force versus the something about a wall. You know what I'm talking about. It's popping off.
Cam switched it up a little bit there with a little taunt and then some punches. We're going to go see Zenith do IRL Cam again.
Yeah.
Again, look at him. Always defensively responsible.
Yeah, no, just like what you were saying. And another thing, too, you guys don't notice this. Just now, Zenith threw in that cheeky little body hit from the guard, right? He's almost trying to hit you in the liver, even though the liver is, is the liver a pressure point in this game on the character's body? Not 100% sure, but he's been sneaking that in from his high guard, which is very nice to see.
Absolutely. You can finally see, too, with the IRL cams, like sort of what everyone's doing in real life. They're really working around each other, and even though the delay here is about 200 milliseconds, they're managing to have a very authentic, fight, and they've really adjusted to each other.
Yeah,
let's see that replay. Zenith says, we're not friends until this fight is over.
Right. Push off, sir. Police. We about to hear respectfully with the bow, too. He's like, look, no disrespect. I'm here to do business. And speaking of business, let's see how it stands on it. Boom. Both characters sharing the same brain cell, trying to swing around. Zenith now trying to copy a little bit of Cam's little side hook movement there. And again, look at that. Nice little cross there. And Zenith is striking straight through. Wow, that just going through the defense of Cap.
And a lot of these shots, right, are landing, but a lot of them are being dodged just barely on the margins. And it's, again, a testament to how well these two are dialed into each other.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, I would say, in terms of action, Cam has definitely been throwing the most punches. I don't know how many of them have been landing. Zenith definitely seems like he's got a higher percentage of his shots going through. But I would say on the scorecards, this is looking pretty even so far.
No, I definitely have them pretty even. Cam's been pretty busy in the ring. Not only pretty busy, but he's been using the head movement to mitigate a lot of those straight punches coming in from Zenith. And that's the one thing about Zenith. He doesn't throw a lot of hooks, so you know they're coming straight out at you. So I think Cam's approach to coming in from the left or slipping into the right and then coming in for that counter hit is actually the most viable strategy. So they seem pretty even to me.
All right, another hand tap. Let's see in this fourth round if things are gonna heat up. Cam coming in there with more hooks, more shots. You can work at those angles. You know, so far neither fighter has had a reason to necessarily fully abandon or fully go into either strategy. Right? It's been balanced. It's been some back and forth, and it's been a lot of adjusting to each other. Right? Just minor switches in what works and how to go.
Yeah. And honestly, we see it in the chat here, the people asking, like, what were the rules behind this match? And honestly, we end up going with gentleman's rules, and both players decided to say, hey, we're going to fight our best, and we're not going to abuse the known tactics. And so not a lot of abuse you can see in the IRL cameras. We don't see a lot of high hammer fists coming down. Zenith's punches are actually, even though they look like hammer fists on his character's model, the video doesn't lie. They're coming out straight from head angle to the head angle. Cardio Cam as well, accused of doing chopping blows. No, that's just how the man throws these hooks, man. He's coming in from an angle and he's throwing those hooks. So it's just that the character models, again, they lie a little bit, and a lot of things can be said when you don't know what the IRL camera is. But here we are about to reveal the truth.
No, you said it right there, right? There's a lot of debate in these games about how to play fair, what's good sportsmanship, all that. And we're trying to figure out how to sanction these fights, and make them official. And I think something that has got to be in it, right? If you want the fight to have any credibility, I'll go say that later.
Wow!
Cam
Wow!
With a knockdown.
The surprise of the night. Last time we saw Zenith put in the ring, he put on a masterclass against Polar, and who would have thought he'd be the first one to kiss the canvas?
9.
And right back up, Judge Chill's Lane almost count him out. Zenith now down in the round. Who would have believed it?
Yeah, that was an exciting turn of events. I think Cam is good. Let's see if there's any change in approach from either of the fighters.
Nah, it looks like Zenith is tried and true, bro.
If you want to sanction these fights, right, like seeing what the people are doing IRL is incredibly important, right? If you don't want any funny business going on, you don't want any doubts.
Yeah, I mean, you hear it's right here, clear as day, bro. Like, you see the techniques. Even though we can't see Cardio's head too much, we can definitely see how he chooses to headless cam.
And I wish I could see his hands just a little bit more, but we can see what they're doing between the cam and the game. He's getting Zenith with just enough volume that finally a few of his shots are getting through and knocking him down. He's no slouch himself. He's got a good strategy, and he has been fighting very well. Let's see that. Let's see some of these replays.
And again, Zenith doing his thing, staying inside your guard and peppering you straight down the line. Let's go ahead and look at this. Speaking of technique, 1-to-1. Boom! You love to see it. And honestly, I wish we could see more of Cam's videos. It's his first time recording, but look at there again. It was actually 2 left hooks that he was trying, and the first one knocks Zenith out, and he walks away. Wow. You gotta see. It's very interesting. You gotta respect how both of these players approach VR boxing games. But if there was any, about to say, dang, Zenith having a little bit more problems with that right hand. It's been giving him problems all night, to be honest. And I wonder if that's having an effect on the gameplay. I hope not, but yeah, Cam looking pretty confident in that
Cam
corner.
looking good. He's in that locked in pose, and again, his body is actually pretty authentic to the EOC character.
It really is.
That shot that he knocked him down with, though, it's been something that's been working for him all night. He's been walking around to his side and whipping a hook around. And, that added step plus punch really has been working for him.
Okay, here we go.
Set, and they are
that
good.
controller has been an issue,
I could knock
man.
you out, but I don't want the win that way. I can earn it on my own.
Look, you got to. Look, it's already questionable enough that we don't have the full POV from Cam. Like, it's going to leave some things to debate whether or not how he holds the controllers, because that's really what we wanted to see. But so far, so good. It's going good for Cam.
Yeah, he has got the advantage now in points for sure. I think the other rounds are probably pretty even. But that knockdown definitely sealed that one in his favor.
Mm-hmm. So, and now Zenith has to come back from the back foot, though.
Yeah, still, these fighters agreed to 12 rounds, so there is plenty of time for Zenith to come back. And you can see he is not panicking. He's not going immediately for a high volume of KOs. But he is picking up the pace a little bit and adjusting to a little more of an offensive strategy now.
Yeah, I think Zenith is aware that he's got to pick the pace up and come back a little bit from the behind from that KO. But it could have been a lucky hit, in EOC, you never know. But Zenith looking, you see, he's actually starting to move around a little bit more now. And so I like there's a bit more life coming into the hands.
Yeah, for Cam, he's still got that stamina. He's been pretty consistent the whole match. He's doing a lot more footwork movement than hand movement, I would say.
Just his punches have gone down.
Positioning himself.
Yeah, his punches have gone down quite a bit in those rounds. Though he has kept up with the movement, though, credit to Cam. I thought that all of that movement was going to be the first thing to stop. But the cardio Cam sway is still in effect. But Zenith locked in, very consistent, not breaking from the strategy.
And I mean, if you have something that you've been working well for 3 rounds, you got to ask yourself what happened that I got knocked down. Is my strategy flawed? Did he just catch me slipping, or was it a lucky shot? Because you don't want to abandon a strategy that's been working for you for 4 whole rounds.
No, absolutely. Oh, my God. And speaking of something that has been working for the previous rounds, it's like the second coming of Jesus Weezus. Again with the same shot, and down goes Zenith.
4, 5.
Yeah, and you can see he's got that
6,
hand outstretched with stepping
7,
out to the side, and
8,
got him right around
9.
the edge.
And it's a bit of a glitch. We're calling it a feature in the game right now. Sometimes when you knock somebody out, you pause. But it's great to see, like, the shot that landed. And now 2 knockdowns down. 12 seconds left in the match. Well, I don't know what Zenith's going to do, man. Like, he's got to come in. He's actually fighting with a lot of fire. 4 seconds left. Oh, my God! What in the world? With literally 2 seconds left into the match, Zenith 8 downs Cardio Cam.
3.
What a retaliation.
4,
Cam with that earlier
5,
he was
6,
seeing red. He went in
7,
for the kill. And Zenith
8,
did not panic. He
9,
fought back with some
10.
valiance.
And what am I seeing? What am I seeing right now? Oh my God, what did we just witness? Cardio Cam was on the verge of a dub, and Zenith comes in and snatches the food right out of this man's plate. Wow!
We got to see what happens. So first off, beautiful little punch. Not even as much of a hook, but just a good clean jab there from Cam. Found that timing very, very well. But Zenith, let's see what he does to knock him out.
Yeah, this is good. I got to see this again.
He was saying he was going to do with 1 punch.
Yeah,
Wow.
Okay, let's look at that again.
Got hit again.
Yeah, we got to zoom into this. Wow, it was actually a short right hook that put him down right in the middle of a fight, and Zenith walks out like a badass. Let's look at this again from Zenith's camera here. Bam, right hook, jab, right hook. That was a 3-piece combo with a side of biscuits and a large fry. Jab, wow.
Wow, and that you could see too. He was going more 1-2s most of the round, and now he finally got that win with a 1-2-3 knockout combo.
The first one.
Gentlemen,
That was crazy.
Definitely pulled it out.
No, it was his first knockdown.
the winner.
You're right. And I like to see the fighters tugging it out. Zenith well-earned, come-from-behind victory. Wow.
I mean, you literally can't make this stuff up, bro.
That was one of the best fights I have seen in VR, I would say ever in any game.
No, this lived up to the hype, 1000% chat. That comeback was absolutely insane. Zenith pulling the power. I mean, the dynamite in his hands. Let's look at this round score real quick. And just like we thought, look at this punch count. Living up to it, Cardio Cam started ramping up. And then there was a little bit of a slowdown. Meanwhile, Zenith 8 with a steady march. More and more and more. And let's take a look at these punch percentages landed. I mean, staying pretty close. You got. That's why I was saying the rounds were looking pretty close from my point of view. Solly, how did you figure? Do these stats match up with what you were seeing?
In some ways, yes. In some ways, no. What I'm surprised is in those early rounds, how much damage Cam was doing. Look at that, 65k to 21. And then surprisingly, as the rounds went on, sort of leveled out, and Zenith seems to have dialed in a little bit.
Yeah. Especially after that knockdown.
Very close fight all around, and in the way this game works, a knockout happens based on some portion of damage and some portion of random chance, and it was just very effective use of, I think, the block and guard that really is Zenith's winning stat here.
Yeah. Look at that block and guard percentage. I mean, up to the mid 60s, high 60s in some. It's like he's mitigating 30% of that offense. I mean, the sheer volume that Cardio Cam had to put out just to get the damage numbers that he was getting is insane. I mean, it was like he did everything that he could. He attacked from angles. He kept his head moving. He had a high volume of punches and kept the pressure up. But that defense turned out to be the best offense here in this matchup, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you guys had a wonderful fight, but stay tuned. Don't drop off just yet. We actually have a little bit more for you guys, but let's just talk about that fight. Chat, please let me hear what you guys thought about that fight. It was absolutely insane from my personal standpoint. My God, Solly, how you feeling about that, bro? Did you see that coming?
I did not. That was an amazing, crazy comeback. I thought Cam had that match in the bag and that he was just going to keep, he's the lighter fighter. He had 2 knockdowns already. His strategy seemed to be working well for him. And Zenith, with just pure confidence in his defense and an amazing one-punch comeback,
Jeez.
really just turned it around for me. I got to give a ton of respect to both fighters who, again, really put in the work for a very difficult, workout at least. But, I got to say, they went to war with each other.
Absolutely. And speaking of war, all wars must come to an end. And at the end of this war, we decided to give one more interview to the competitors. But before we do, let's go ahead and look at the results for the rest of the night. First match goes to Joemama. Big congratulations and a big explosive first fight. The second match going to Thien the Great, showing those great boxing skills. And last but not least, this battle of the styles goes to the man Zenith 8. And let's wrap up tonight with some final words from the competitors in the post-fight interview. Knows there's something that you had said in there's like dynamite, you want to do that one punch man kind of thing. It was amazing. Now what I want to do is, right, first off, I want to give the mic to Cam. You came in tonight as the challenger, right? You had a lot of fire in your belly. There were a lot of words thrown at you. How'd you feel coming into this fight?
Man, it was bittersweet because I've had a lot of stuff going on this week, but still, I look at it as regardless of whatever happens, I come in there to have fun. It's one of the most fun things I like to do. I don't really care what people think about the way I fight or how I do things. I play this game to have fun, and that's the reason I called Zenith out in the first place, because I'm not going to be able to have fun with. It's not really going to be extremely challenging. we have a small community, you know, so there's many people out there. Plus, there's a lot of people in the community that can kick my ass, but still, you know, he's the one that, you know, got me started really, you know, in this game, like playing every day, you know, and I really just wanted to do this. He called me out to the IRL cams as well, so, you know, and with this event, I was just really what I was feeling was just excited as hell and ready to get it on. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
at the end of the day, you know, it was an awesome experience. You know, shout outs to Zenith for, you know, finishing it. That was crazy.
That was indeed. Now, we do have a rematch clause.
Yep.
You want a rematch? Do you want the run back?
Yes, I want the run back. I want the run back 20,000 times.
All right. Look, hey, ladies and gentlemen, that is Cardio Cam putting on a wonderful show for us today. And now, let's go ahead and take it to the winner of this match, the man of the hour, Zenith. Zenith, I got some questions for you, man. First of all, how are you feeling right now?
I'm fucking tired, man. I am tired. Like Cardio said, yeah, he was for sure. Like I knew it. I remember how we always fight, and he moves. He moves. He throws a bunch of different styles that I had to be prepared for, because you know every person I fight, I can read them coming into it. Like I know what they're gonna throw, so I'm expecting it. He has a lot of different styles that I know he's gonna throw, but I have to prepare for when he's gonna change it up. So it kept me on my toes for sure.
Oh yeah.
So, all right. I came into this fight. First, let me say, you know, mad respect to Cardio. He did show respect with my controller being out. I didn't know if he would or wouldn't, you know, but he did. Man of my word, I said after this fight, man, him and I can fight every single day, every fight, 20,000 times. I just kept it true. The next time we fight, it has to be on webcams. And so we haven't fought since February. I know, because I have the date in the last photo we fought. It was like mid-February, something like that. So we haven't fought since then. But we did fight. Mad respect for him showing respect when my controller's being jacked up. He definitely deserves that rematch. So yeah, coming into this fight, I came in knowing he had a variety of styles, and I had to keep, you know, calm under pressure. Like you said, I know where he's gonna throw, I know where he's gonna change it up, and I know what he does when he gets hurt. When he's dazed, I know what he does. And so you saw it in the fight. He backed up as far away as possible, and I knew exactly if I came at him, he's gonna just sprint to the other side. So that was my moment to do a little showboating. Come on back. I'll let you breathe. He did that twice, but at the first knockdown, I got up. I'm like, okay. Kept doing it, and then the second knockdown, I'm like, all right, I gotta take him out. I don't know if I'm Jesus, if I'm pulling Jesus Weezus right now. I keep coming back.
Dynamite in the fist, boy. Shout out to Jesus Weezus.
But I wasn't counting on getting back up the third time. So I knew once I had him hurt, and as soon as he let me know, because it's very telling when he's hurt. He does what he does. And then he called me in, and that was my moment. I had to strike in right there and not stand back anymore and wait him out.
Well, you know, Zenith, we are huge fans, and I know the fans out here on YouTube are huge fans. You've just brought in more fans. And so I did hear one thing that I want to confirm. We do have a rematch clause, and Cam has already said that he is down for the rodeo. Are you willing to give him a rematch?
Absolutely. The respect he showed. Yeah, for sure. I'm like, cool, man. You didn't just go in for the win to take me out while my controller was down. All right, I'll give it to you. I definitely was frustrated at some points. He started pulling out his old tricks, and that second knockdown with the backhand that landed behind me. Yeah, I remember that, and I'm like, okay, because that does a lot of damage. and that
Yeah,
for sure.
I like
All it
that.
took was 2 of those to take me out. I think 2 of those. First one put me days, and the second one knocked me down. I'm like, okay, I gotta stop messing around. I have to go in, even if I look funny, and giving up some of the styles. Like I gotta take them out.
Hey, you did what you had to do there in the ring. Now, before we go, is there
Mhm.
anything you'd like to say to the community? You want to shout out anything, promote another event? Tell us about what's going on next in Zenith's life, man. So hit the shores, floor's yours.
All right, so I do want to put out a tournament next month for VRFCL. It will come back. I'm gonna actually start streaming as well on that channel, so everyone can see how I fight all the time. I figured I can. It's warm here in Alaska. I can set up my webcam, so when I fight, it'll be up on Twitch. People can watch. Um, and yeah, I look forward to the rematch or whoever's up next. Like I said, when Supla and Solly call 3 a.m., I answer the call. It's time.
It's time, baby. Well, that is going to be all for us here for Ringside VR. I want to thank everybody for coming to a wonderful fight, the Battle of the Styles. It's not decided yet, so in the chat, we want to know from you guys, which style did you like and which style do you prefer? And until then, Super and Solly, we're going to see you at the next fight. Peace.
Looks like we might have just lost audio. But yeah. Oh no, it's from the. I'm looking in the chat. But anyway, so I'm super excited. This is the kind of stuff that the community. You all make this worth doing. The fighters, the fans, and the players especially. We got some crazy stuff coming up here, through Ringside, other little projects we're working on. The VR fighting game scene is expanding. Some of it's happening under the surface. Some of it's going to be happening more publicly soon. I'm
back, y'all. I'm back. That was a user error. Sorry, everybody was telling me the audio was out. I'm back. Y'all can hear my beautiful voice. We're going to sign off properly. Don't worry about it. Solly, go ahead. Continue, my man.
Yeah, no problem. I'm just excited. Yeah, excited to do more and excited to have people come on and work with other people. It's been great, working with Zenith and Cam, each running their own VR fighting discords. Era of Combat's been a great game for us, and I'm just happy to see everything. After all these years of being and doing this, it's growing and getting there.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'd like to just end everything. Hopefully, everybody can hear my voice and just say that it is an incredible amount of work from both the players, both the editing staff, the people who put this together. Solly and myself, we put a lot of heart and soul into this, and definitely in the description, be on the lookout, guys. We got more content coming through. We're gonna drop the full edited individual fights. We're gonna drop shorts. We're gonna do analysis. We're gonna bring these guys back for some them's fighting words. We gotta have some more, right? And so we're gonna be endeavoring even in some new projects. Like Solly said, the games, the community is expanding. We got some new projects heading up, and definitely we're gonna put it in the description, the videos. Check out Zenith's YouTube, check out the tournaments that he puts on. They're absolute masterclass of talent. Check out Cam's Discord, and of course check out our Discord. There's plenty of space for everybody. Join into the community, man. The water is fine. And with that being said, we want to give you guys a special warm good night. Hope y'all have a good weekend, and we are going to see you right here the next time on Ringside VR. Peace.